Hi friends, welcome to the video lesson on data handling and probability. You are about to watch part 2. Hope you are thorough with the concepts that was taught in part 1. Let's get started. As we are looking at the slide, data handling process is represented as a cycle. These are the 5 important aspects of data handling. First, we need to identify or specify a particular problem or topic of study. Now, formulate questions with regard to the topic. Then, we need to collect data related to the topic. Once collected, we need to organize the data in a well-defined manner. Now, we need to find the inferences that may be drawn from the collected data. The next step is to decide if the inference gives you a solution for the problem mentioned or satisfies your study. If yes, work out a strategy to overcome the problem. Simple. If not, start the process again from data collection. The first step in any statistical process is data collection, which is nothing but gathering of information, facts, and figures. One can prepare a questionnaire or take a personal interview, or with few observations, one can do the data collection. Once the data is collected, the next step is organizing it by bringing it together in a systematic way that makes it easier to read. We can organize the collected data using various methods. Few are tallies, pictographs, frequency tables. The next step is summarizing data. Once we have collected and organized the data, we need to summarize it to see at a glance what important things the data has given us, right? What are the inferences that we get from the data collected? Summarizing data can be done using important representative values like the mean, median, mode, range, etc. These help us to sum up the information given by the data. Now, let us look at how the data is organized using a tallies table. What are tallies? They are a way of counting by drawing a short vertical line to record each item as you count it. To make it easy to read, you draw a diagonal line through the first 4 lines as shown. Then leave a space before starting on the next group of 4 tally marks. Got it? Another way of organizing the collected data is through a pictograph. Pictographs are representation of data using images. Pictographs represent the frequency of data while using symbols or images that are relevant to the data. This is one of the simplest way to represent the statistical data, and reading a pictograph is also very easy. This shows a frequency table. It has 3 columns. The first column lists out the different categories of data collected. The second column shows us the tally. We just discussed it, right? The third column gives us the frequency. That is, once we have finished counting, we need to add up all the tally marks. The total tells us how many times the particular event has occurred, which is called the frequency. Right? So, this is how we need to organize the data first. Right? Now, the next section gives you a brief introduction to different representative values. So by now, we have a clear understanding on how a particular data set can be organized. Now let us look at few important representative values. First one will be the mean or the average. The mean of a set of data gives the average of data. The mean is calculated by adding all the values given in a set together and dividing it by the number of values in the data set. Next one is the median. Median is nothing but the middle value in the set of data values. To find the middle of the data set, the data has to be arranged in ascending order first. Children, please remember this point and arrange the data set in ascending order first. We need to consider two cases. Suppose the given data set has odd number of values, then the middle term will be the median of the set. Suppose we are given even number of data values, then we need to use a formula. The formula will be discussed in the upcoming slides. Yes, mode is another important representative value. The mode is the data item that occurs most often in a set of data. No calculation is required to find the mode. You will have to sort the data first and then you count to find the value that appears most often. If a data set has no number which is repeated, then there is no mode for the data set. And remember, there may be more than two modes for a data set. What is a range? The range of a set of data is the difference between the highest and lowest values in a given data set. In order to find the range, first we need to order the data from least to the greatest. Then subtract the smallest from the largest value in the set. So far we have collected the data, then organized the same, then summarized using the representative values. Now we need to find ways to present the data so that we can share the results of our findings with other people. There are many ways of presenting data to show the results, including written reports, tables, and graphs. Graphs are very useful as they give an overall picture of the results that is easy to understand. We shall look at the graphs, bar graphs, their representation, their types in part 3. The formulae for different representative values are given here. Let's take a look at how the representative values find importance in industries. Professionals need a good understanding of mean, median, mode, and range to plan the production capacity, balance stock, manage inventory, perform maintenance, and troubleshoot issues. Such various tasks dictate that the administrator needs to calculate the values or sometimes even combination of values to show a statistical quantity, graph, or a deviation from the normal performance, if any. Finding the representative values is just the start. The professional then needs to apply this information to investigate root causes of a problem, accurately forecast future needs, or set acceptable working parameters for their systems. Let's solve this numerical to check our understanding. Please pause the video and later check the answer.
We learned that data is a cyclic process, methods of collecting data. We also studied methods of organizing data like tallies, pictographs, and frequency tables. We also learned methods of summarizing data using representative values, mean, median, mode, and range of a data set.
In part 3 of Data Handling and Probability chapter, we will be learning about interpretation of a bar graph, double bar graphs, chance, random experiments, and probability.
Stay tuned and keep watching Expel Education.